Hey, Kristin.
Hi, Scott.
What we're going to talk about today is J-Lo announces a new Vegas residency. Martha Stewart and Snoop Dogg win an Emmy. An airline passenger claims to be allergic to the smell of coffee. And another fast food shooting has happened, this time over a packet of mayonnaise.
Hold the mayo, Scott. Huh. We're also going to talk about the U.S. 86ing the penny. McDonald's is 86ing their CosMc beverage chain. Britney Spears is almost 86th from a private jet. And a Northwestern University student wants to 86 his tuition payment after his professor used AI to grade his work.
I'll never 86 you, Kristin.
Haha.
All that and much more this week on the Swish Edition.
You're listening to the Swish Edition because you have nothing better to do.
Welcome to the Swish Edition, everyone. It's May 28th, 2025. I'm Scott. I'm in Vegas.
I'm Kristin, and I'm in Washington, D.C.
No, you're not. But
Well,
close
I
enough.
kind of, sort of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'm technically not in Las Vegas. You know, this Las Vegas is well north of us. I'm actually in Clark County. Kind of like how we grew up in James City County, not in Williamsburg, but we always told everybody we lived in Williamsburg.
Well, of course, because nobody knows where the hell James City County is. That's stupid. And nobody knows where Herndon is. What am I going to say? I live near Dulles Airport. People might know where that is. But it's outside of a major metropolitan area, which is the District of Columbia.
There you go. Now you know. Now
As
you
if
know.
anyone gives a rat's ass.
Nobody gives a shit. Nobody's even
nobody cares.
listening. Nobody's
Nobody
watching. No one's listening. It's just us talking to each other.
Exactly.
Well, I want to update you guys on last week because last week I said that I was going to try to go to the AMA Awards,
Yeah,
which were
yeah.
this past Monday night here in Vegas. My strategy, Kristin, was to go onto StubHub's first thing Monday morning and try to buy a ticket last minute that was put on sale. That was nice of you to put yourself on mute for that sneeze. 2 sneezes, I think. Thank goodness for the mute button, right?
Excuse me.
Anyway, it didn't work, Kristin. I went to StubHub, and the cheapest ticket I could find was $1,200.
Yeah, that was not a good strategy, as it turns out.
I did not want to spend $1,200 to go. However, the ticket price on when I told you that I was going to do this, I found a ticket for $279.
Should have bought it.
Bought the ticket for $279 because it looked like an amazing show.
Well, next time you'll know. Next year you'll.
Next time I'll know. But guess what? So here's the thing. When award shows are on, or the Super Bowl or anything like that, it's on a lot earlier here in the Pacific time zone. It started at 5 o'clock in the afternoon. I simply forgot about it. I forgot it was even on because I'm not watching TV at 5 o'clock in the afternoon. Our TV's not even on at that hour. So I forgot all about it. I didn't look at my phone. It was on my calendar, but I didn't look at it. So I didn't actually see it, or I haven't seen it yet. I want to go watch some of the performances. I want to watch Janet Jackson. I want to watch Benson Boone and some of the others. Gloria Estefan. Who else was there? Who's that? Are you okay? She's in and out. All right, I won't make fun of you anymore. And who was Gwen Stefani? And who's the Sound Machine woman?
Gloria Estefan?
Gloria Estefan did a number, so I'm excited about it. I want to watch it. But what I did watch is J-Lo's opening. Holy crap.
I haven't seen any of it yet. I've seen clips.
She sang about 30 seconds of her own song right at the very beginning. Then she put the mic down and she danced to everyone else's song, like all the hit songs from the last 12 months.
Oh, okay.
And as you know this, that woman can dance.
Mm-hmm.
She's in her 50s now, and she put on a show. It was a show. Very electrifying. So that's all I've seen so far. I'm going to go back and watch it later this week because I believe it's on Paramount Plus or something. It's streaming somewhere.
I'm sure it is.
So I'm going to go watch
Has to
that.
be.
But J-Lo did announce during the performance that she has signed up to do another mini residency here in Vegas. She's going to be at the Caesars Palace at the Caesars Forum, Kristin, starting New Year's Eve. She's going to be actually December 30, 31st, and then January 2nd and 3rd. And then she's coming back for all the weekends in March.
How exciting.
Yeah, very cool. She puts on a great show. So very excited about that.
I've never seen her, and I've always wanted to.
Great show. And then she had this great thing. If you guys follow her on Instagram, go to her Instagram page. You can watch. She was live from the top of a double-decker bus going down the strip with her whole entourage after the show. And it must have been something like midnight or whatever.
Fun.
And they were singing to her music, of course, and waving at people. And I don't know if anyone knew that was her up there, but they were just having fun. They were just having fun. So it wasn't
what a fun thing.
Yeah, it wasn't publicity or stunt or anything like that. So anyway, that's my story about why I didn't see the AMAs.
I didn't see them yet
in
either.
person or on TV.
Because you just plumb forgot.
I plumb forgot.
I don't schedule my life around things like that, but I would like to see some of the performances that everyone's talking about. So I'll probably go back and watch some of it streaming. Yeah. But so from a fun thing to a really annoying thing, my question for you is, can you be allergic to a smell? I think it needs to be some scientific proof to back that up. But in any case, recently on a commercial flight on May 19th, allegedly a woman handed a typed up note to the flight attendant when she boarded her flight to sit down. And I won't read the whole thing, but in part it says it has a list of all the things that she's allergic to. No caffeine, no cashews, no fragrance or chemical smells like cologne or perfume or scented soap or body lotion, no gasoline or airplane fuel. So then she goes on to say, I have a cashew allergy, so if you could refrain from serving nuts, I'd appreciate it. I'm also highly allergic to the smell of coffee, and I would appreciate it if you could refrain from brewing coffee, as even the smell can stop my breathing. The rest of the letter is all about how she has to take 1 million medications and she wants them to give her a giant bottle of water. Ridiculous. And the last line of the note says, thanks for your patience and understanding in trying to make this flight as enjoyable as possible for me. What do you think the flight attendant thought when she got handed that note?
Fuck you, bitch, is what the flight attendant thought.
Are you kidding me? Could you possibly be more self-absorbed than this person?
Who has the nerve to do something like that? To get on a plane and make demands? We've talked, I don't know if you and I have talked about this. I think we've talked about allergies before on the show. And I've definitely talked about this with Dale over the years. But you don't have the right to get on a plane and tell the entire plane that they're not allowed to have something because you're allergic to it. If you're that allergic to nuts and the smell of coffee, you need to stay the fuck home.
Off the plane. You have to drive yourself.
Drive, lady, drive.
It's really the smell of coffee thing. So I think both of us did a little bit of research, Googling this as to, can you really have an anaphylactic response to a smell? And the answer is no. Seems to be no. You can certainly be a person who has a sensitivity to certain smells, and I've known people that have that and have aversions to it.
Sure.
But a true allergy triggers your immune system, which is what eventually in a severe case causes anaphylaxis and you can't breathe.
Sure.
You can have symptoms of being sensitive to smells, like you can get a runny nose or be repeatedly sneezing or have coughing. You can get contact dermatitis where you get rashes from things like that.
You can throw up.
Yeah.
I've thrown up from smells before.
Have you really?
Doesn't mean I'm allergic. Well, if I smell poop or if I smell vomit, yeah, that might make me throw up.
Well, anyway, I just think this person is wildly self-centered and self-absorbed. Yeah. And if you can't stand the smell of airplane fuel, then you probably shouldn't get on a freaking plane. What is the matter with people?
I think it's very rare to actually smell jet fuel while you're on an airplane. But
But it's possible. And I mean,
what
it's
I'd
just
really like to know,
preposterous.
and I couldn't find any information about this, Kristin, how long was this flight? Because if it was a 30-minute flight from, Cleveland to Philadelphia, then they probably weren't going to be brewing coffee on the plane anyway, right? But maybe they do. Or maybe it's just always available. I don't know. But if it was a long haul flight, of course they were going to be brewing coffee.
Of course. Or if it was even if it was a morning flight, a 2-hour morning flight between. Ridiculous. Just ridiculous.
I'm sure the flight attendants gave it right back to her and said, honey, you need to think about driving. I would love to hear what the flight attendant said. Don't you want to know what was said to this woman?
Yes, I'm sure it was like condescension that you could cut with a knife.
Jesus. I mean, and I'm not, I definitely, we've said this before. I feel you. I understand being allergic to things because I can't, peanuts are no good for me. But the smell of them, and you could be eating them. I wouldn't be bothered by that. I'm not going to go into shock because I can, get a whiff of them.
Yes. But there are people that do have sensitivities to things like that.
I get it.
That they can have a reaction to just this. But if you are that person,
then you can't be in that environment.
Can't be in a public situation where you're jammed into a metal tube with 100 other people.
Right. That'd be like if you were allergic to popcorn, just the smell of popcorn, and then you wanted to go to the movies. Guess what? You don't get to go to the movies. I'm sorry. There's lots of other things you can do, but you can't go to the movies. Well,
and that's and I feel badly. I have empathy for you if you're in that situation.
I have empathy too. I do too, and I feel bad for her.
We're beating this with this dead horse over
and
over.
We're going too far.
We really are.
Okay. But she is a
Let's
bitch.
move on.
More people behaving badly, Kristin. This is a follow-up. Kind of a follow-up to last week's burnt biscuit. The guy at Popeyes who shot his coworker because he burnt some biscuits. This went a little bit further. Last Wednesday, down in the happiest place on earth in Kissimmee, Florida, at a Checkers restaurant. I don't know if we have Checkers here in Vegas. I don't think we do, but
we have them here in Maryland.
I think there's a lot more of them on the East Coast than the West Coast. Anyway, at a Checkers restaurant, an employee allegedly lost his damn mind over mayonnaise.
Some mayo.
When a customer approached the counter to complain about his order, things escalated quickly. He then, after a fight with this guy at the restaurant over his order, he then had the nerve to ask for a couple extra packets of mayo. That's when the 23-year-old employee of the Checkers took out his gun and shot the man in the chest.
Jesus Christ.
The customer was immediately taken to the hospital where he died. So this is even worse than the Popeye story because this man died, and when someone dies, that is definitely murder. If it was done intentionally. The employee fled the scene, of course, I would too, and was quickly found hiding under some stairs nearby at another business. And he was told by police, the police told journalists that he then asked the authorities if the man was okay. The man that he shot. He wanted to know if the guy was okay.
No, you shot him in the chest. No, he's not okay.
It won't surprise you. Actually, it did surprise me. The man is being held without bond. Now, that doesn't happen a lot. Some of the worst criminals are let go when they've done heinous
bond.
Things.
Yeah.
Don't let them out. Please don't let him out, especially someone that reckless and that.
There has to be some component of mental illness happening here.
There has to be, right? I think we said the same thing last week about the burnt biscuits.
Oh my God.
You got to be off your rocker if you think a packet of mayonnaise is worth killing someone over.
No, it wasn't the mayonnaise. There was something else going on.
There's something else going on. Maybe he was fucking his wife or something.
Oh, dear God.
Maybe we didn't get the whole story.
Maybe we don't know the whole story. Yeah. Well, moving on from that tragedy, I also have a people behaving badly story, but it's not quite as tragic or deadly. This one involving your girl, Britney Spears. God bless her. So the context on this, of course, everyone knows that you can't smoke on commercial airlines, right? They banned it on domestic flights back in the 90s. It's been banned everywhere internationally in and out of the U.S. since 2000.
Yeah.
It's against the law to do so, and they remind you of it, and it's, you know, posted on placards and whatever they say and their little spiel when you get on a plane. However, smoking is not illegal on private charter flights, in spite of the fact that almost every charter flight company has a posted rule against it for obvious reasons. And infamously, Justin Bieber once had to pay a whole bunch of fines because his entourage was smoking weed on a private charter flight.
Like in any entire flight. Yeah.
Like they had to like fumigate the joint. So in any case, your girl Britney was apparently trying to light up on a private charter flight this past Thursday from Cabo to LAX. Yeah. Now, she claims that she thought it would be okay because her friend lit the cigarette and handed it to her. So she thought that meant all was good. Right. Apparently she put it out when the flight attendant told her you can't smoke on a flight. Yeah. She later blamed it on the vodka that she drank and said it was the first time she's ever had vodka.
I find that impossible to believe.
I'm thinking that's probably not the truth. Yeah. In any case, when she got off the plane at LAX, the authorities met her there at the gate and let her off with a warning, which of course they did because she didn't break any laws. So I don't know why the authorities had to meet her. Anyway.
So this was JetX. Are you familiar with JetX?
No.
So it's a private company, but there are other people on the plane. So this wasn't a private jet with just Britney and her entourage. There were other people on the plane, but it was not a commercial flight. Uh-huh. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So because it was private, though, I believe that technically she didn't break a law. She just broke JetX's rule against smoking. Right. Yeah. So that's why I'm very concerned about, not concerned, I don't give a shit either way, but I was questioning why the authorities were called to the plane when they landed. Yeah. So someone on that plane, either the flight attendants can't call the ground. So it must have been one of the pilots in the cockpit. Yeah. Seems
who wanted to create a media circus of attention for Britney when she got off the flight?
Or just make sure she didn't do it again the next time she was on the plane? I don't know. The whole thing is weird. I think there's got to be more to the story. But because of this, I decided to go onto her Instagram. Oh. And of course, I've been looking at her Instagram off and on over the years. Something's not right. There was a reason. There was a reason that girl was under the conservancy that she was under. She's got some major problems. If you just watch her dancing videos,
she seems like, very unstable, very, very unstable, not self-aware. Yeah, I agree with you.
I mean, she could have been
for her
all these years that she's wasted, but she could have been making hundreds of millions of dollars, and eventually I would think her money's just going to run out. But
okay, well, I don't know if that is the thing to be concerned about. We should be concerned about her well-being and not how many millions of dollars she could have otherwise made. Like,
well, I always think about the money first, then the well-being.
Dear God. Okay. Anyway, even the picture that you posted
is disturbing.
is disturbing. It is. Yeah. It really is. I'm worried about her. Anyway.
Oh, well, if you want to see the picture, Google it. You'll see it. It'll come up everywhere. While we're talking about celebrities, and I want to go back to J-Lo for a second, because this is not at all the same issue, but it is celebrities behaving badly, I guess. I guess that's what you could call it. J-Lo has been sued for a second time for posting pictures of herself. So I'm so on the fence on this issue, and I know we've talked about it on the show before, but we're going to talk about it again.
Yeah.
So what happened was she posted photos taken by a photographer who works for a celebrity news agency. Think like Getty, but it wasn't Getty. Mm-hmm. And when she was arriving and departing from a pre-Golden Globes party in January, the agency is suing her for copyright infringement. They want $150,000, and they actually want a jury trial. That seems completely unnecessary to me.
It's like a waste of resources.
You're going to ask 12 Americans to sit around and listen to a whole story about how J-Lo posted pictures of herself. All right. So I'm so on the fence about this. I understand you'll understand this. I understand that photographers own the rights to their photos. If you take a picture with your phone, right? That's your photo, and you have all the rights to it. So if someone else uses your picture, Kristin, the picture you took of Max on a teeter-totter, then you could sue them because that's your photo, not theirs. They cannot share it, right? Same goes for professional photographers who take photos for a living. However, if you're the subject of the picture that this company is making money off of because it's you in the picture, I personally think you should have the right to post that picture.
If you are the commodity. Yeah.
J-Lo herself, not someone else, not the designer of the dress, not the Golden Globe people, just J-Lo should be able to personally share the picture because she is the one in the fucking picture. Does that make sense? And do you agree with me?
I think I do, but maybe it depends upon the timing of it.
I don't see how the timing, why? Maybe after 30 days, you're saying?
Like after they have made their money on it, after they've posted it and sold it and it's gotten 8 million clicks, then she can share it? I mean, it's sort of like...
I don't understand why. So this was I don't know if this was an official Golden Globes party or if it was someone else's party. If it was someone else's party and this was a paparazzi taking a picture of her on a public street, then I would say the jury would say, fuck you. You're a scummy paparazzi taking pictures of people when they're leaving a Starbucks or something, right?
I agree with that, yeah.
You should be able to post that picture. You say, fuck you. You shouldn't have been taking pictures of me when I was leaving the Starbucks in my sweatpants.
That's right. But if it was a photo-taking event where celebrities parade around for the sole purpose of people taking pictures of them, that they know those people are basically contracting to sell those photos for their living, which is kind of the same as paparazzi, but they have permission, right?
Right.
Is that
so? Is
different?
That different? I guess I don't know.
I think it is. I think there's an inherent contract if you are a celebrity and you go to an event where the press has been invited to take your picture. Yeah. Then it's kind of shitty of you to then post the picture yourself.
We're gonna hear some feedback.
But wait. But does it preclude the photographer from making money if she posts it in addition to them posting it? Can't they still make money on it?
Of course they can still make money on it because they're going to sell it to everybody else.
How is it dilutive if she posts the picture herself?
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, agreed.
Well, then they're full shit. They don't need. They shouldn't get $150,000, and they shouldn't get a jury trial. That's the dumbest thing. What a waste of resources that is.
No, and if I was her, I wouldn't give them a dime. I would appeal to the judge and say, you need to throw this case out because it's friggin' stupid. That was a picture of me.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're going to get some feedback from professional photographer Melissa, who's a longtime listener of the show. She's been on the show before. She's going to have something to say about this because she's done this. She's taken pictures of celebrities at events.
Great.
So let's see what she thinks about it. Of course, she watermarks all her pictures, so you know they're hers. Right?
Of course. That's because she's a smart person. Yeah.
All right.
Well, still keeping with our celebrity topic, as we normally do, I don't have high hopes for this, I have to tell you. But I came across this little gem online, much like the Post Malone Oreos that we reviewed, which were tasted like chemicals. Selena Gomez now has her own Oreo, and she apparently created the taste profile herself based on a beloved drink from her childhood, which is horchata. Have you ever had horchata?
I've never even heard about it before. So
you haven't?
What does it taste like?
I've had rum chata, which I think is a play on it, and it's an alcoholic cocktail. But horchata is like hot chocolate with lots of other flavors mixed in. So the Oreo is described as having a layer of chocolate and cinnamon cream on top of a layer of sweetened condensed milk flavored creme, not cream, but creme, with cinnamon sugar inclusions sandwiched between two chocolate cinnamon flavored wafers. personally, I think it sounds like it's not going to be good.
It sounds like crap on a cracker to me. Because if it really did taste like sweetened condensed milk and cinnamon and chocolate, then it would be great. But it's not going to taste like that.
It's not. It's going to taste like fakeness.
Fakeness. Yeah.
Which is how the Post Malone one tasted.
Yeah, and we were disappointed by that.
I wanted to love it. The Post Malone one was like caramel and something else, and I wanted to love it. I don't have high hopes for this. I mean, the flavor profile does not appeal to me in the first place, but even if it did, it would taste like chemicals. But it says that this limited edition Oreo also features 6 cookie embossments designed by Selena Gomez. I don't know what the hell that means. I guess like the imprint of the cookie or something.
Yeah, look at the picture. I put it up there. You can see them. Signature and some other designs. Yeah.
Whatever.
A heart, a music symbol.
They go on sale online on June 2nd, and then they'll be in stores June 9th.
Well, listen, Oreo's not stupid. They know what they're doing, and I'm sure the Post Malone ones sold really well. Selena Gomez has like 300 million followers on social media.
I'm sure they're going to be eating them up.
Her fans will go buy them. So
I'm sure they will.
I'm sure they know what they're doing. They don't give a shit what they taste like. They want a piece of Selena. You know what I mean? Have you ever watched her cooking show? It's kind of cute.
Selena Gomez has a cooking show?
Yeah, like what planet do you live on, Kristin?
Jesus Christ. Everyone and their brother has a cooking show. No, I've never seen
She has a famous chef come over to her house or zoom in on video. And then they cook together.
Ugh.
The chef talks her through making it, and she'll make it.
Of course he does.
It's super cute. Do you not like her?
It's not that I don't like her. It's just, why do I need to watch a show which is a chef teaching Selena Gomez how to cook? Give me a break.
Do you ever watch
Eye Roll City?
Do you ever watch Only Murders in the Building?
I tried to love it because I love Steve Martin. I love Martin Short. I just couldn't get into it.
We enjoyed the first 2 seasons, and then it's just started getting so stupid and just off the wall.
It's
dumb.
too silly for me.
It's too silly for me too. Yeah, but I do love everyone.
Amazing that we agree on that.
And I love everyone in it.
Yeah.
Absolutely love everyone in it. I just think the show is silly.
I don't have anything against Selena Gomez, by the way. I just have no desire to watch a celebrity learn how to cook and have a show about it. That just seems like the dumbest thing ever.
You're just
whatever.
You're just like my dad. You have to say the same thing over and over. We get it. We get it. We get it.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my God. My dad loves to repeat himself.
Wow.
Yeah. Well, you said it 3 times. It's on tape. People can, if they want to hear you say it again, they can rewind a little bit.
Just shut it and
how
move
about
on.
How about an AI story?
Yeah,
because there has to be one every week, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So a Northwestern University college student wants her tuition back after one of her professors was caught using AI to grade papers.
Allegedly caught.
Allegedly. We're a podcast. We're not journalists.
No, I'm just saying it's not confirmed that the professor actually did it.
The professor apparently asked a chat bot to create a really nice feedback for the student's paper. Most U.S. universities have asked students not to use AI to complete assignments. I'm sure several have also banned it. I know a lot of high schools have done that too. The university is currently denying that the professor used AI, even though it was super, super clear to the students that that's exactly what was happening. Does she have a case?
No! This student needs to get over him or herself.
It's a her.
Get over yourself.
What? I would have a huge problem with that.
Give me a break. It's not your business what the professor does. You paid your tuition.
You're paying for feedback. You're paying to learn.
You need to focus on your stuff. Learn something. Learn how to use your brain cells. Don't ask AI to do it for you, and move on with your life. Give me a break.
Oh, wow! Are you so off base on this one?
I am not.
Oh my goodness! Well,
have some responsibility for yourself.
I'm sure that's exactly what she's trying to do, and she's trying to learn, and she doesn't want to learn from a fucking robot.
Oh, come on.
She doesn't need to pay Northwestern University is very expensive. It's not I
think she's doing this to be exploitative in some way. Asking for all your tuition money back?
Well, just for that class, not all of it.
Come on.
I would stand up for her. I hope it goes to a jury trial, and I hope she gets her whatever it costs.
Her $2,000 back.
Whatever that particular class costs. Yeah, for sure.
Whatever.
Yeah. All right. Well, you're stupid.
Mind your business.
All right.
Focus on your other grades.
You got something else to talk about?
Yes, possibly the silliest thing we've ever talked about. From the classroom to the racetrack, 6 Wiener mobiles raced at Daytona last Friday. Oh, the inaugural Weenie 500 at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. For the first time in over 10 years, all 6 of the Wiener mobiles were in the same place at the same time.
I didn't even know there were 6 of them. I thought there was just one.
One that just crisscrossed the country eternally.
I didn't really think about it.
Yeah, I didn't either.
I didn't know there were more than one.
I didn't either. Obviously, the event was hosted by Oscar Mayer. So if you want to know the standings, the Slaw Dog ended up passing the Chai Dog at the last second to take home the prize.
The prize. I love the prize.
There was also a Chili Dog, a Seattle Dog, a Sonoran Dog, and a New York Dog. And the trophy is literally full of dogs.
Hot dogs. Hot dogs. So these are actually those things that she was saying, Slaw Dog, Chai Dog, Chili Dog. Those are the names of each one of the Wiener mobiles. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So they were all racing. Apparently, the Wiener mobiles hit 70 miles per hour on the open road, up and down the highways of the U.S., but their record on the track is 110 miles per hour.
Nice.
Which is not that fast, to be honest, on a track.
I don't know if you mentioned this because I'm only half listening to you, but did you know that the Wienermobile has been around since 1936?
I didn't mention it, but thank you for going back and pointing that out.
I didn't even know
it's such a scintillating fact that everyone is on the edge of their seats to know.
Did you know there were actually cars back then? I didn't even know that. When did the automobile get invented?
You sound like Max. Max will say, Mama, did they have TVs way back when you were first alive?
Yes, and even in color.
In the olden days.
In color, too. So do you think Rob would trade in his Porsche for a Wienermobile?
I don't think so. No.
So, Kristin, if we haven't mentioned on the show before, Kristin's husband is a car racer himself. So he might enjoy racing a Wienermobile.
I don't think so. He has an amateur competitive racing license, and before Max was born, we used to spend a lot of time at racetracks, and I used to drive too, and it was super, super fun. The problem with a Wienermobile is that it's long, and the center of gravity is probably all effed up. Like,
it's not very aerodynamic, that's for sure.
You would be sliding around the corners. Like, I don't think it would be very much fun to try to race.
You know what would be a much more interesting race than 6 Wienermobiles? How about 3 Wienermobiles against 3 Mr. Peanut mobiles? Have you seen the big Mr. Peanut mobiles? That's what they should do.
I don't think I've ever seen a Mr. Peanut mobile.
Yeah, Google it. Google it.
Yeah, I will. Cool. I'll get right on that.
Basically the same concept. It's just a big peanut instead of a big hot dog.
But like on its side, not standing up straight up and down. Right?
Standing up straight, the whole damn thing would fall over.
Right, exactly. So is Mr. Peanut like leaning over like that?
No, it's not Mr. Peanut. It's a peanut.
Oh, well, you said Mr. Peanut.
Because that's the brand name.
Oh, dear God. Anyway, let's move on.
Speaking of crazy stuff. Oh, my God. How did no one think of this until now?
Come the hell on.
It is the coolest thing.
No.
What we're talking about, guys, is toilet tank flower arrangements. I learned about this because Amy Sedaris posted about it. She's a comedian, actress, domestic goddess, Amy Sedaris. Awesome. Her brother is amazing. She does everything. She's been in everything. She's so funny. I love her to death. She posted this video of this woman taking the top off the back of her toilet, right? There's water in there.
Yes, there is.
She went to the florist, I guess, and she got all different stems, different varieties of flowers, and she made a beautiful arrangement in the back of her toilet.
No.
Because she was expecting guests.
No.
Kristin, look at I'm going to post this picture. It's beautiful. And
No.
I could imagine that the bathroom must smell amazing, right? Everybody wants their bathroom. Like sometimes you'll put a thing of potpourri out, or
Oh, my
you'll put
word.
a Febreze there in case your guests come over and have to do number 2.
This is cuckoo for Cocoa Puff, Scott. No.
There's
No.
It's an endless supply of water.
No.
Even when you flush it, it's going to fill back up with water. So the flowers are only going to be without water for like seconds, right? I think it's a great idea, and I would
Crazy
love to
town.
see what's
Crazy
on the
Town,
back.
USA.
Is there anything on the back of your toilet? Do you keep anything there? Some people keep the Kleenex box there.
In the bathroom that Max and I share,
Yes.
there's Kleenex and air freshener and
Yeah.
I don't know what all else.
Yeah.
Baby wipes, I think, still.
Ours, we have a basket in our master bath. We have a basket with extra rolls of toilet paper in it because we don't have any shelves or anything in our little. Because we just have a toilet room, separate in our bathroom. There's another separate room, so you can go in there and do your number 1s and 2s.
Do your business.
While someone else is using the other parts of the bathroom. So, and it has a separate fan in there. Yeah. But I think this would be gorgeous in there. But I would do this in my guest bathroom, not our everyday master bathroom. Nobody sees that. It doesn't need to be pretty for me.
This is Crazy Town.
I hardly
City.
ever flush that toilet. But how often do you flush? Do you flush for both 1 and 2 or just 2?
Of course. That is revoltingly unsanitary and disgusting.
Some people don't flush for number 2. I mean, number
Oh,
1.
because of water conservation and all that shit.
Yeah.
That's gross.
You said all that shit.
Nobody wants to look at flowers in the toilet. No, absolutely not.
I think it's actually very pretty, and I could see
Nope.
doing it.
Nope.
Yeah.
No, sir. No,
Although,
sir.
guess what? Now that I think about it, it wouldn't work for me.
Why?
It wouldn't work in my guest bathroom because it's not a side flusher. It's a button on the top. So if you took you wouldn't be able to flush the
You wouldn't be
toilet
able
if
to
I
flush.
did this.
Oh, too bad.
Oh, guys, I just thought of that. So this only works for side flushers.
Well, now you'll have to replace your toilet. What a shame.
What a shame. No, actually, I love having the button on top because there's 2 buttons. There's a button for number 1 and there's a button for number 2. It's a different amount of water.
Yes.
They have those.
I
Did
know.
you know they have those?
I did know that. I have been in the world for some years.
And we
I did know
talked
that.
about the fact that there is no such thing as number 2. It's number 3 because you can't do number 2 without going number 1. So there's 1 and 3. When's the last time you took a number 2 and didn't also do number 1 at the same time?
Oh, my word.
So I don't know. You haven't been around my house very often, but whenever I have this problem where I have to announce.
You have to
that
tell everyone?
Well, not everyone, but Dale. So I'll say I'm going to do a number 3, and we laugh, and then he yells
Every
at me
time.
because he doesn't want to know. I don't. Think
Nobody wants to know that.
I don't think he's ever announced to me that he was going.
Why would you? Oh,
I like people to know where I'm going when I
I
leave a room.
just don't understand the fascination with that.
So you don't ever announce it.
Of course not. You just do your business and get it over with.
All right. So if you're with
No need
if
to
you're
announce
with your
it.
husband,
I don't
you're
want to
sitting on
talk
the couch
about
watching TV.
going to the bathroom anymore. I don't want to talk about this anymore. I want to move on. Oh my God.
Well, move on then. You have control.
Nobody
of the
cares.
board. Control of the board is
Nobody
yours.
cares about your business habits of doing your business. Okay, moving on to a much more exciting topic, which is what are the implications of the fact that the U.S. Mint is canceling the penny?
It's actually
Now
a
everyone's riveted to their seats.
It's actually a very serious conversation.
Oh my God.
There-
Yeah. So if you didn't catch it last week, it has announced that when the current supply of the blanks for pennies that they had already commissioned and made, and then they, stamped them, when that supply of blanks is gone, they're not making any more.
No more.
Trump made this decision back in February. Incidentally, Canada got rid of their penny in 2022. Australia and New Zealand did it decades ago, which I didn't know. The other thing that I did not realize, this is fascinating, it currently costs $3.69 to produce one penny.
It costs more than it
That's
is.
crazy. So that means that the U.S. Mint lost $85.3 million last year on the 3.2 billion pennies it produced. That seems insane,
It's a
doesn't
lot of
it?
money. It's a lot of money.
So in terms of the logistics of this, it won't change cashless transactions. They're still going to use cents like they always did.
Right.
Um,
An interest on a savings account, that kind of thing. Yeah.
Right. But obviously cash transactions will have to be either rounded up or down to the nearest 5 cents.
I love that. Either up or down. Everyone's going to round it up.
Yes, of course.
Yeah.
The Federal Reserve says that about 16% of all transactions are cash payments. Only about 16%.
That number surprises me how low it is, actually.
Does it really?
Yeah. I mean, I knew most everybody uses a credit card or a debit card when they make a purchase, right? Especially online, because you can't use cash online.
Right.
It would be fun if all computers came with a little ATM thing where you'd stick money in.
That makes no sense.
You just open it up and use it again.
Oh, my Lord. That is so silly. Get a hold of yourself. So I suppose it stands to reason that the payers who are paying in cash tend to be older Americans and people of lower incomes.
People who can't even get a bank account or
which maybe
can't
that's
qualify
true.
for a credit card. Yeah. And there's a lot of people like that.
So, but the question is, how is this going to change, pricing schemes? Like all the things that are priced in stores as $1.99 or $10.99 or $4.99.
Yeah.
And how is it going to impact the sales tax on stuff going potentially up, I guess, because everything's going to get rounded up.
Right?
I think Martha Stewart was quoted as saying the penny loafer will have to become the dime loafer, which I thought, why not the nickel loafer? Why does it have to be a dime?
Well, I thought about that too. Why did she say dime instead of nickel? Well, because a nickel is thicker than a dime, and maybe it's too big to fit in the hole of a penny loafer.
Oh, maybe so. Maybe she's already tested it out and she knows these things.
Or maybe
I wouldn't doubt it.
Or maybe she knows that the nickel is next.
It probably is. Yeah. And then, of course, the other funny things like, what are you going to call people who are penny pinchers? Do they have to be nickel pinchers now? Yeah. And do your thoughts now cost 5 cents instead of
penny for your thoughts.
A penny? Yeah.
Right.
And the song "Pennies from Heaven." Do we have to 86 that too?
Yeah.
But the fascinating thing is, it costs $13.79 to make a nickel.
No.
So
No, go back. 13.79 cents to make a nickel.
Oh, 13.79 cents.
Yeah.
Not $13.
Because that would be ridiculous.
That
would be a damn expensive nickel.
That would be billions and billions. Yeah. But even so, aren't we going to end up needing to make more nickels if we do away with pennies?
We don't have pennies, exactly.
So won't it end up costing us more money in the long run?
It sounds like in the long run we're not going to save any money. And what is the 99-cent store supposed to do? Are they supposed to change their name?
Is there still a 99-cent store?
Isn't there a whole chain of 99-cent stores?
I thought it was the dollar store.
There is. That's a different store.
There's a 99-cent store? Never saw it.
What?
Never heard of it.
You don't think? 99-cent store.
I've heard of Dollar Tree, Dollar Store.
Dollar Tree, Super 99. Oh, Penwood. Yeah, 99-cent store. Super 99 Center. Yeah, there's
no more.
A couple.
No more.
There's a store called 99 cents only. Yeah, there's several of them.
Well, they're going to have to go out of business.
I pass one right down the street from my house all the time. I've never been there. I don't even know what they sell in stores like that. I don't think I've ever been to like a Family Dollar or dollar store. Have you ever been to one of those stores?
I think I have.
What do they sell there?
There isn't one near us, really.
They couldn't possibly have anything I want, right?
They just have a lot of disposable shit. They have a lot of cheap stuff that you can...
What can you buy for $1?
Feel good about, I don't know, not
can't get a hoe for $1. Can't even get a blowjob for $1.
Oh my word!
I don't know what they're going for these days. Speaking of Martha Stewart, because you mentioned Martha in your last story, I did see this, and I didn't realize that the Emmy Awards, right? You've heard of the Emmy Awards for excellence in television?
Yes. Again, I've been on the planet for some years. I have heard of the Emmy Awards.
You're supposed to just say, of course. Kristin, have you ever had a peanut butter and jelly sandwich? Have you ever thought about putting flowers in your toilet tank?
Oh my God. Keep going.
Have you ever thought about the fact that there's no such thing as a number 2?
Oh my God, you're so like your dad. You keep repeating yourself over and over again. Moving on. What's that?
I don't know.
Are you trying to get rid of me? You're trying to 86 me, I think. I think you just tried to cut off my audio feed.
I don't know what I'm trying to do.
Move on.
Martha and her best friend Snoop Dogg, which I spelled wrong. Dog is
You sure
D-O-G-G, won an Emmy
D-O-double-G.
award last week at the Sports Emmys. There's a whole separate show just for the sports.
Indeed there is.
NBC Universal, they have the Olympics. They had Martha and Snoop Dogg serve as the commentators for the equestrian team dressage event over there.
Dressage.
Always correcting my pronunciation. We've why did that tickle you so much?
I don't know, because I knew you were going to say it wrong, and I was ready to pounce from the moment I saw it.
The moment you read the script, you knew I was going to say it wrong.
Yes.
Dressage.
Dressage.
Dressage. I don't even know what it is because I didn't watch the damn thing.
They were funny. I saw clips of Snoop Dogg announcing.
Yeah.
And
they were
it
so
was
cute
very,
together.
very funny.
I did see clips. They are very cute. Anyway, they won an Emmy for their telecast over there. They'll give an Emmy to anyone. I mean, they even have local Emmys.
Yeah.
People here at our NBC4, whatever they call it here in Vegas, they win Emmys.
Sure.
They'll give Emmys. I think all you have to do is pay for it, and they'll give you one. I'm surprised. Well, now that we know that they're going to be giving, what was the award that we said you could get now for being a podcast? Was that?
Oh, yeah. That was last
Emmys
week
too?
Is it an Emmy? I think it is.
Oh, no, it was Golden Globe.
Oh, a Golden Globe.
I'm surprised the Emmys aren't doing it too, because this is a video podcast. We're a TV show.
Right.
Here we are in 1080, right?
Right.
Or is it 1040? I don't know. Yeah, it's 1080. Anyway, okay.
What does it matter?
I have one more TV thing to talk about. Oh, Kristin.
What?
You know how I get obsessed with TV shows? And I will binge them, right? So already this year I've binged all of Sopranos. I watched all of Dallas, like all 14 seasons of Dallas. And I'll watch like 8 episodes in a row, right?
Do you just watch TV all day?
No, it's while I'm doing other things. Or instead of watching the news. So I'll be looking at my phone. I'll be reading the news on my phone, but I'll have the show on. Because if it's something I've already seen.
So you're up at like 4:00 in the morning every day anyway. So you have plenty of time to sleep.
This morning I got up at 2 a.m. I've been up since 2. I mean, look at the bags under my eyes.
Terrible.
2 o'clock, yeah. But I went to bed at like 9.
Take some sleeping medicine or something.
I think 5 hours. I think 5 hours is enough for me.
It's not good for you.
But what happens when you wake up?
What do you mean?
When I wake up, I can't go back to sleep. I'm up.
I know, but they have medication for this so that you can get like 8 hours of sleep a night.
I don't like drugs. No, drugs are bad. Have we talked about that on the show before? Drugs are bad.
Oh, not all drugs are bad.
Sometimes I take poop medicine if I have too much loosey stools.
Well, everyone really needed to know that. So not all drugs are bad. So if you take medicine for that problem, you should take medicine so that you can sleep for more than 4 hours a night. Anyway, so I think I interrupted your train of thought. You were telling us that you're obsessed with
Selling Sunset on Netflix. It's a reality show about a bunch of hot women who wear nothing but designer clothes, and they only wear them once. And they're real estate agents in Los Angeles. And I thought I got my fill of the other real estate shows that I watch because I watch a lot of them. I had no idea that this was a thing. There's already 8 seasons of it. So I started with season 8.
Good God.
And then I went back. And now I think I'm on season 5. So I started from the beginning. And I love it. I love every second of it. It's 90% drama between the girls and 10% house. So it's really good.
It sounds like drivel. Sounds like drivel that rots your brain.
I love shows with fancy women.
About rich people.
Rich, fancy women fighting with each other. It's my favorite thing to watch.
It's a wonder you have any brain cells left.
What?
Oh, dear God. Well, because of your fascination with celebrity, I think the next thing will probably appeal to you. There is a new on-demand service app that has hit the market. Just for the 1%ers, Scott. Probably. It's called Protector, and it wants to be the Uber, basically, of Bodyguard service. Okay?
Bodyguards.
Currently, it's only available in New York City and LA, which makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
It's on-demand bodyguards. So you pick the number of people you need, you pick the time and the place, you pick how you want them to be dressed. Do you want them formal, or do you want them to blend in with whatever you're doing? Should they wear a black suit, whatever? And then they come and pick you up if you need them to in an Escalade.
Yeah.
Several internet stars, in air quotes, have started using bodyguards when they're filming like their videos that they hope to go viral in public, after some of them apparently have been attacked or harassed. The protectors that provide the service are primarily, as you would expect, recently retired military or law enforcement members.
Yeah.
But so the way that it works is that you can get a single Cadillac Escalade with one protector in West Hollywood, for instance, and that would cost you about $1,000 for 5 hours. Of course, you also need to pay an annual membership fee, as with all of these on-demand services, for a nominal $129 a year. But you can split that cost among up to 5 people.
I actually like this a lot, and I hope they bring it. I am actually surprised that they're not working, and I wouldn't be surprised if they were working on bringing it here to Vegas. I mean, think about the number of celebrities that are in and out of Vegas all the time. Yeah. And I'm sure that some of our local celebrities, like Celine Dion and Marky Mark, and God knows who else, probably already employ bodyguards. So
of course they do.
They're not in the market for this. It's not going to be Jennifer Aniston using this app. It's going to be
TikTok star
celebrities on the D, E, and F list, right?
Yes.
Yeah, it's not going to be Kim Kardashian.
No,
she
all
employs
those
full-time people.
Have their own security, well-oiled machines of security staff. This is going to be Cindy Dingaling, who is an influencer on TikTok, who wants to appear that she is more famous than she is.
That she's more important than she is,
Yeah.
Well, I would love to do this. I think it would be super fun. I would get the app. I'm already downloading it. I'm downloading it now, Kristin. Because I think if I was going out on the town and I wanted to impress some friends and they were in town, like you and Rob were here, and we were going to go down to the Strip, right? Go to Mandalay or something. Mm-hmm. I'd probably do this and like have a bodyguard follow us around. That would be so much fun. And then
yes, but you're also you are also the person who would see this. You would see this walking down the street and go, Kristin, who do you think that person is? That's obviously a famous person because they have a bodyguard. They have their own
bodyguard.
Who is it? Who is it? Who's that celebrity?
I love it. I am enjoying every second of this story. I'm doing it. I'm going to do it, and then I'm going to take video.
I'm not surprised at all.
And finally, Kristin, you mentioned this at the top of the show. McDonald's announced this week that they're giving up on their intended Starbucks killer, CosMc's.
I have never heard of this.
There are 5 of them. There are 5 of them, Kristin. There's one in Illinois where McDonald's is based. There's 4 down in Texas. I think San Antonio. I think there's one outside of Dallas. I don't know where else. But what they are, they're a standalone building. And it was conceived to try to take business away from Starbucks. So it was very beverage heavy. Mm-hmm. And then they just had a few snacks, just kind of like what Starbucks does, right? They have a little bit of snacks. But it was
like customizable beverages.
Yeah, so they had coffee drinks, hot and cold coffee drinks. They had blended fruit drinks. They had shakes, that kind of thing. And then they had a couple little snacks. They had pretzel bites, hash brown bites based on their breakfast hash browns, filled little donut holes, and their famous soft serve ice cream. That's all.
That never works, but famous for not ever working.
Right. Well, that's a whole nother. We could do a whole show about that, and I've learned a lot about that. I've watched documentaries on that, It's a
Seriously?
conspiracy. Oh, they've been sued up the wazoo because they believe they're doing it on purpose. Anyway, it's a long story. We'll talk about that next week.
Oh,
But
wow.
anyway, CosMc's didn't work. I don't think, actually, if you ask me, I don't think they let it go long enough. Or I mean, how do you test just 5 locations in 2 places?
All in Illinois and Texas. That was dumb.
Yeah, there's just 5 of them. I think if you really want to do a test, you want to try to beat Starbucks at their game, then you need like 1,000 of these things, right? At least. Because aren't there like
in different
55,000
markets.
Starbucks? Yeah.
1 million, probably. Yeah.
And I think their biggest mistake is, right? What's the most famous thing McDonald's sells? Their fucking
The best
French fries.
thing on the menu is the French fries.
So why didn't CosMc's have the fucking French fries? It's just stupid. Stupid.
Yeah, it seems
Anyway,
dumb.
so that's it. That's all I got.
That's all I got.
8 pages of crap, Kristin. 8 pages. 8 pages of number 3.
Pages of flowers in your turlet.
I love that we did so much toilet humor today. Aren't you? Aren't you thrilled about
Yes,
that?
it was so classy. I'm so proud of our work.
Oh my goodness. Well, I love you as always.
I love you.
I'm gonna get to see you soon too. I'm excited
Yeah, I know.
about that.
Me
We're not
too.
making any announcements about that,
Okay.
but it is going to happen sometime very, very soon. So you're not gonna wear that, are you?
Oh my God.
Not loving that. You look like a
Wow.
you look like you're about to go into the Navy or something. It looks like something in the Navy. It's like someone on a boat would
God,
wear.
You're such an asshole. What's wrong
it look
with
like
you?
Doesn't it look like a sailor top?
No, it doesn't. It's
Yeah.
just a striped top.
It's
What
very
is the
nautical.
matter with you? Goodbye.
Actually,
I'm done.
that'd be a
I
good
quit.
shirt. You should have worn that shirt on Memorial Day because
I
that's kind
quit.
of red, white, and blue. Is it blue or black?
Yes, it's blue.
Yeah. Okay. I love you.
Screw you. See
All
ya.
right, we'll talk to you guys in June next week.
Yeah.
Okay. Bye.
Okay, bye.
The Swish Edition is a production of Bethwick Media, LLC. Learn more about the show at swishedition.com. And don't forget to subscribe and leave a review on your favorite podcast app or site. But only if you like us.
All right. We're going to do that again.
Okay.
I didn't like you question. Do you not know what CosMc is?
I don't.
You said it like a question.
Yeah, because I don't know what it is. Who cares?
Oh, well, but they don't. But no, that you're supposed to act like you know what you're talking about. No? I thought you were questioning what it was. You don't know what it is.
Why does it matter?
All right, then we'll leave it. You want to leave it?
I don't know why it matters. Half the time I don't know what we're talking about. What difference does it make?
All right, I'm leaving all this in the show. All right, here, I'll pick it up. You ready?
Stupid. Yes.